I think I'm gonna die in this house. That song was booming through my brain. Anytime she's in a domestic scene with Michael and they're in the cabin and they're sitting in the willow chairs, I'm like, I think I'm gonna die in this house.
Is a horror story. It is a horror story.
Welcome to the Redirect Podcast. I'm Abigail Francine.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is the show where we're shifting the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite books and least favorite books, and how those themes show up in our real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we are doing a reading rewind to revisit the 1997 Christian fiction cult classic Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers.
And if you can say that 3 times fast, before we get to that, if you love our show, we would love for you to support the show in a few simple ways. First, you can go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave a 5-star review, not 4, not 3, but 5 stars, and let us know that you love the show.
You can also follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Redirect Podcast. We're back on TikTok, baby, for real this time.
For real.
And you can follow Emily on all platforms at Emily Rojas Reads, and you can follow me on TikTok at Fabigail11. And if you really, really love the show, you can share our show directly with a friend. Sharing our show directly with a friend is by far the best way to help us grow a community of book-loving nerds. And
boy, are we growing.
And if it wasn't for this community, we wouldn't be reading this freaking book.
Yeah, this was hard. I logged this book in my story graph, and it's like, oh, you're 1 book ahead. And I was just looking at that thinking, like, you know, at what cost?
At what cost?
Like, I'm only going to read, maybe if I reach my peaks of last year, like if I get 100 books this year, but now one of them has to have been this. And I could have read something else, and instead I was reading this. So this is for you guys. So please.
We did it for the plot.
Send this to a friend from youth group that you haven't talked to in 10 years. And you're like, remember when we were crazy and young.
That being said, before you share it or even listen to this episode, I feel like we have to issue the strongest of content of warnings. This book is, if there's a trigger,
you can imagine.
Yeah. So, but specifically, I want to say, and we'll do our best not, I mean, I don't want to describe any of the bad things happen in this book in detail, but the plot is very upsetting. So if it, like sexual assault, slavery, human trafficking,
child abuse, forced sterilization,
slut shaming. Yeah, I would
heavy
say
on that. Incest.
Oregon Trail. I would say, yeah, maybe skip it. We will do our very, very best for those of you who stick around to talk about this in a way that redeems some of the heavier content in the book. And we will not be relitigating things in super fine detail.
Yeah.
Because no one needs that. But sucks. There are majorly heavy themes in this book. And so that's your warning.
Yeah. I also
skip ahead. If that's it for you, skip ahead to the end. You can hear about our recent reads.
Yeah, I'll do a timestamp in the show notes. I also want to say, like, if this book meant something to you and you don't want that ruined, like if you forgot what happens in the book, but you like have fond memories of it, like maybe also skip.
This is not going to be for you
because not gonna be kind.
While we do our very best to avoid talking about our thoughts before the show, it was almost impossible with this one. So we've shared with each other that this was a tough reread for both of us. So just know that if you don't want the glass shattered, we're going to shatter it immediately. So that was some early level setting. And now let's get into it. Here's what I want to know, Emily.
Yes.
What was your experience on your initial read of this book? When did this book come into your life? What context do you have? And how was the experience when you read it?
Okay, like, I really started to question while reading this if I had ever actually read this book. Because it's like I have always remember having read it. Like, I know that I read it and that this is a book that I would have said at one point in my life, like, oh, I love Redeeming Love. And I remember like the concept of reading it, but then while reading it, I don't feel like I remember any of this. So I know I was pretty young when I read it. I made a TikTok about this, but I read this at a time where I was not allowed to read Harry Potter, which is disturbing to me considering the content of this book. Should not have been allowed to read this for sure. And yeah, I just like, yeah, I would have said this was a foundational book for me, but I don't remember any of the plot having happened. So I'm wondering if I did ever read it.
Yeah, or maybe your body's keeping the score and you like tuck it away somewhere dark.
Like repressed.
Yeah, exactly. I read this book my freshman year of college. So I do remember.
Age. Yeah.
More appropriate, I guess. I was 18. But that being said, I didn't remember some of the finer points of this book. Yeah. The thing I remember from the book was actually I think more like the allegory of Angel and Michael's relationship and Jesus and me,
Jose and
I guess.
Yeah.
Here's where I want to start, though.
But yeah,
that like there are many things about this book that didn't sit right with me.
Yeah,
but the main one is that we totally missed the whole point in the retelling of this story that is being made in the original text, which is the book of Hosea. So,
correct.
Little Sunday school lesson for those of you who are not,
come on in, guys,
messed up the way that we are. Hosea is a minor prophet in the Bible in the Old Testament. It is a shorter book of the Bible, but it tells the story of this guy named Hosea who marries a prostitute named Gomer, and she leaves him multiple times. But the whole story of Hosea is a metaphor for God's relationship with Israel. And Israel, like wandering in the desert, worshiping false gods, making golden calves. And it's a metaphor about God's relationship with an entire people group. And for those who believe in the New Testament, is often cited as like a prophecy for like Jesus redeeming God's people.
Humanity. Okay? Yeah.
The thing that just doesn't square about this book is that this story is told like post Christ and the main character is a Christian.
Correct.
And the person he's redeeming is someone who was sold into sex slavery as an 8-year-old.
Yes.
So
completely against her will, by the way. Obviously,
she was 8, I'm trying as hard as I possibly can to see how we made a connection between an entire nation of people worshiping idols that they made and 8-year-old sold into prostitution.
Yes, that was my.
And I would actually like to say I'm not going to say that again because that's what she calls it in the book. She was sold into prostitution at 8 years old. You cannot be sold into prostitution at 8 years old. No. You're sold into slavery.
Correct. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's look. Okay. Let me agree with your original point first, and then we'll get into that. I was thinking, how would I fix this book? That's what I was thinking about this morning.
Yes.
And if I was, because look, I could go on a lengthy rant about Christian media and how Christians don't know how to make art. That's good. And so I won't, but that's I have always believed that my entire life, essentially. And this is a victim of it because in trying so hard to fit that specific Bible story allegory, like you said, in a different context where it doesn't make sense, you have lost any nuance. And so the author is forced to paint Angel, who, like you said, was sold into sex slavery as a child, as a bad person for doing what she had to do to survive those circumstances. And it is forced to paint Michael, who is representing God, as a perfect man who never does anything bad ever, except for one brief moment where he scares the but we won't get into that yet. But like, it takes all the nuance out of the people, and also it beats the reader over the head repeatedly because the author doesn't think you're smart enough to understand the allegory. So it's forced to like put God's voice and the devil's voice in these bold italic letters throughout the entire book. And so it's like becomes not an interesting, like there's a version of this book, if you just take all that out and just do a straight allegory about a man who falls in love with a woman and repeatedly goes to find her, despite all these obstacles.
Without the moral lesson.
Yes, without the moral lesson. That's an interesting book.
There's no nuance. There's no like artistic point of view. There's no like,
because there can't be, because you're talking about God, you know, like.
No, that's so there can't be. It's one thing. Oh my God. Yeah, it is.
It is what I'm saying, yes.
Shocking.
We're on the same page.
It is. Yes. It is shocking. And I think on top of all of that, like not only is the theology really messed up, the way the story doesn't fit when you put it into this new shape, all this stuff. On top of that, the writing's bad.
Yeah.
The plot
it's just not good.
Sucks.
Yeah.
It's boring as
too. Because, like, I was actually expecting to level set as well. I expected that this would be problematic, but I thought I would have fun. Like, I thought I would have fun.
No.
And I would, like, remember why I liked this. And I thought maybe there'd be, like, a fun love story in here that's, like, maybe cheesy or, like, stupid, but, like, fun to read. No, nothing about this is interesting. And I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what people were thinking. Loving this book. There's better literature out there, and
there's better Christian literature out there.
Yes, there's better
Christian. If you want to go read a biblical allegory story, there are plenty out there. Like fill your boots, you know.
Yeah,
like
this ain't it, Chief.
This
for so many reasons.
But the thing is, the reason we're talking about it is that this book has had a chokehold on Christian women for decades.
Yeah.
And it's like like redeeming love. Oh, yeah. And it's so prolific in that space. There's so many people who have read this book who were like cited as their favorite. I shared the TikTok that you made about the book and someone commented on it and said, I have a whole series about this on my TikTok, but, this book, caused me to stay in my abusive relationship.
Oh my God. Yeah, that tracks.
Like that this book, tracks. It would make you want to stay in an abusive relationship.
That is the message.
That is the negative power of this book.
Yes.
And so I mean, we'll talk about the plot. We'll talk about it in chronological order. I was actually thinking what might even be better is just kind of going through the plot, but talking really more about the characters and like their individual arcs, because there are crazy arcs for each of the characters. And I think that's even more compelling than the book.
Agreed.
The plot of the book.
I just searched our messages for our Facebook messages for redeeming love. You sent a message, dude, redeeming love. Love it. And then Emma sent one. I'm reading redeeming love. So, and I said, I'm not. Weird. Okay, that's all I got. You have to read it. I want to read it again. Yeah, it's freaking amazing. That's you. It's a Christian girl staple. Anyways, yes, I would love to talk about the different characters.
Okay, let's do plot overview and then we'll get into the characters.
Okay.
How about that?
Great. Yeah, I love that.
Here we go.
Let's dive in.
Cue my music. Okay. Story opens with a horrifying prologue. The prologue details the story of a young woman named Sarah. Sarah lives with her mom, and they live in this little cottage. And one day, her dad is coming to visit. Her dad, who she's never met, because she's like 8 years old, and she's not met her dad because her dad is her mom is her dad's mistress, and he wanted her aborted. Oh, there's also a big pro-life streak in this book.
Yeah.
Or anti-abortion streak in this book.
Yeah.
So she hears this. She overhears them having a conversation. This starts like the trajectory of her life and the story of her life, that she feels like a worthless person. Yeah. Then her father eventually discards her mother. She's forced to go work at the docks as a prostitute and dies probably of a venereal disease. Then the remaining custodial adult in her life thinks he's adopting her out to this man named Duke. And when he does that, he's effectively selling her into sex slavery as an 8-year-old.
And then he's killed in front of her.
And then killed in front of her.
Yeah.
Yes. Then she is repeatedly assaulted by this man and then pimped out by him. And then when she finally escapes him, she has no other skills, no money, no education. So she is forced back into a lifestyle of sex work. She lives in a mining town called Paradise. Yes. That's the name of the town.
Things are that on the nose through the entire book. That's correct.
It's giving Pilgrim's Progress.
Sorry.
So she's working at this place called Paradise. Guess what? Her new madam, her name is Duchess. Duke and Duchess.
No relation, by the way.
No relation.
Just a coincidence.
There's a bunch of mining guys in the town. This guy named Michael Hosea, on the nose, his last name is Hosea, comes in town. He's a vegetable farmer and he's selling vegetables to, and I quote, Jew.
Yes.
Really heavy on calling people Indians and Jews in this book.
Look. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm trying to skate through this. Okay. So
I know.
He sees her. God is like, that's the one. And so he takes the money, the gold dust that he earns from selling his vegetables, which, by the way, Francine Rivers couldn't do a singular Google search to figure out what a conversion rate would be, because multiple times throughout the book she's like, an amount of money. When he told them the price,
sack of dust.
Never even says what it is. No research done.
No.
He pays to visit her every night but doesn't have sex with her, and he claims it's love at first sight. Mind you, he knows nothing about this woman.
No.
This is Sarah, by the way, and she goes by the name Angel. Finally she then gets brutally beaten, and then he rescues her, heavy on the air quotes, and I think we have to do a pit stop here to discuss the dubious consent that happens at this moment when he's like, I'm marrying you before I take you home. She's delirious.
She's just got the beat out of her. She's unconscious. And he's like, we have to get married. Yeah. And she has no clue what's going on.
And she's having like a fever dream. She barely knows what's going on. They go to this pastor.
Is close to death. Yeah. She's close to death.
And he's like, do you take this man? And she goes, why not? Or like, sure, or something like that.
Yeah.
She literally, this is not enthusiastic consent.
No, not even close.
Okay. Wakes up. She's at his ass cottage, or out in it's a one-room cabin, by the way. Yeah. And the bed is a wagon. The bed of a wagon that he literally covered and yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now starts a cycle that repeats multiple times of her running away, coming back, running away, being chased down by him and brought back, running away, being chased down by him and coming back. Throughout this process, he basically parents her and teaches her how to cook and garden, and he indoctrinates her and reads her the Bible. And at some point, this other family on the road comes to live with them. He doesn't ask her if that's okay, by the way.
No.
And his brother-in-law, the husband of his late sister, shows up. He is extremely violent and mean to Angel. Then he helps her escape back to Paradise. But when he does, they hook up as his payment for taking her. And
more non-consensual. And that's somehow her fault as well, by the way.
And that's also her fault and not his fault. And no one ever gets mad at Paul for that.
No one cares. Yeah.
And then also throughout this point, finally Michael decides that God is going to let him have sex with Angel. And he quotes Song of Solomon to get horny for her. And he's like, come to me, my love.
Say my name.
Come from the hills and your breasts are like oil or whatever,
Yeah.
It's biblical dirty talk.
Yes. He prays after sex and thanks God for the pleasure. I'm sorry. I really had to. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's horrifying.
He does do that, it was rough.
Oh, also, by the way, calls her a million different names all the time. That would piss me off. He's like, oh, I'm not going to call you Angel. I'm going to call you Amanda because that's a wholesome name.
Yeah. He just makes that up.
Do you know what Amanda means? Lovable.
No, what does it mean?
So he's like, lovable. So he's like, you're not lovable. And basically the message is, you're not lovable as Angel. You're lovable as my obedient wife. Okay.
I have nothing to say.
He calls her Tirzah when he wants to bone her. He calls her Mara when she's being bitter. He's just like hallucinating stuff.
Like, yeah. And by the way, through this entire time, we're supposed to believe that she falls in love with him. Never do we get any glimpse of anything that would lead me to believe that on my own if I wasn't being repeatedly told aggressively that she's falling in love with him by the author. They like don't have any conversations that aren't like,
there's no chemistry.
God will change you. They've got nothing between them. So I just want you guys to know that. Yeah.
And this whole time she's like, I don't believe in God, all this stuff. And then once she does start, quote unquote, falling in love with him, she finally tells him this horrible, brutal thing, which is that she underwent forced sterilization by her enslaver, which she was a young teen. And then decides that she needs to run away from him for the good because he deserves to have children and marry the neighbor girl who's 16.
16? This is, once again, this is a fake story where she, again, like you said, couldn't do enough research to find out, like, an amount of money that would be appropriate, but we have to keep it like period accurate with the age of the girl being 16. That's sick.
But she reaffirms multiple times throughout the book, I'm not a kid anymore, I'm a woman.
And she's 16.
And he's like 30.
Like, why did I have to read that with my eyes? Why did you do this to me, Francine? Yeah. That's what I would like to know.
This is what I'm saying. This is, I'm just trying to like, we got to skate through this plot so we can talk about the characters.
We're almost at the end.
This plot is so horrific. So then she leaves and then she's like, oh, and then, okay, this is important to say, that this whole freaking time, it's like talking about how she needs to turn from her wicked ways and like turn from her evil ways and choose to live a different lifestyle. And it's like
how? How was she supposed to, yeah, how? How do you suggest? No, really, it's like everything is
she's a
painted
victim.
With the same, like her being in sex slavery at 7, like, is equivalent to like her being a prostitute. Like all of this is painted with an equivalent brush by the author, not by the people, but like by the way you're supposed to read it, that she is doing bad things repeatedly.
Yes, and then she tells them, she's like, I haven't admitted everything bad to you that I've done. And she's like, I haven't admitted to you that I had sex with my father. No. Okay, by the way, like he's like mad too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is when he like wants to kill her. Like he literally says that.
I want to kill you.
It's quite frightening.
I think I'm gonna die in this house. That song was booming through my brain. Anytime she's in a domestic scene with Michael and they're in the cabin and they're sitting in the willow chairs, I'm like, I think I'm gonna die in this house.
Is a horror story. It is a horror story. It gets so mad.
Then
he literally says like, I thought about killing you right now.
And then
he's like also sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say he's also, this is a part where he's like, God forced me to be with you to strengthen me, like, and it's like repeatedly he says stuff like that, but this part it's really emphasized. He's like, this is so bitter and I am being forced to be with you to strengthen me for whatever's supposed to happen to me next. And it's like, you're just a tool of God, like you're not a human being, and it sucks. Like it's so dehumanizing to Angel. Anyways, and it's supposed to be romantic. I don't know.
And then he's like, my life isn't perfect. I grew up on a plantation and my father owned slaves. And then he goes, and like major trigger warning here. Okay. He's like, 2 of the slaves ran away. Oh, my father and mother took care of the slaves. Mm-hmm. And
like, he wasn't that bad.
He wasn't that bad. He was pretty kind, except for the time. Mm-hmm. 2 of the slaves ran away. He went and hunted them down with dogs, killed them. Mm-hmm. But besides that, he was fine.
Oh, and put their bodies in the slave quarters so that all the other slaves would have to look at them.
Then told me that I had the right to the body of one of the teenage young women slaves.
Yeah.
And that I could rape her if I wanted to. But he really wasn't that bad of a guy.
And she was tempting him. It was the slaves girl's fault for tempting him.
Literally. That is
he
not...
resisted. We're not making that up. Word for word. That is word for word.
She tempted me. And then he was like, but I was good because I said that I was going to, if he gave me the farm, I would release the slaves. And so he disinherited me. And then that's when I got on a covered wagon to come colonize indigenous land out in California. and do genocide on Native American people.
Okay. Genuinely.
By the way.
Okay.
And here's the thing. This is when I was like, what in the Colleen Hoover? Francine Rivers walks so Colleen Hoover could run. Because what in the you know what it is? It's just trauma dumping.
It is.
That does not advance
no
the plot
reason.
in any way.
Not at all.
The whole horrific, violent story about enslavement, it never moves the story forward at all. It's just supposed to make you feel like, oh, this is horrible.
And that's supposed to be Michael's like flaw. Like that's something he did wrong.
Oh, his flaw was that he resisted continuing to enslave people.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's supposed to represent God.
So, okay. Yeah.
I'm getting angry. Okay.
I am too.
So then finally, the last time she is in love with him, she decides, I'm leaving, but I'd rather die than go back into prostitution because I won't be worthy of Michael if I go into prostitution.
I can't betray Michael.
So she goes, blah, blah, blah. She becomes a cook in this thing. And then she gets swept up by Duke again.
Yeah.
Her captor. And
why not?
Then she's like at a show and she's supposed to be like singing in front of these people. Yeah. And this is when she hears the voice of God. And I'm like, oh, yeah. God showed up? Finally. You know, that's the other thing. Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean? God finally decided to show up? So
then she's possible second.
She starts to sing Rock of Ages. And then this guy who is supposed to be really close to God, guess what his job is? He owns the largest bank in San Francisco. It's like this woman hasn't even read the Bible. Because... what the
wealthiest guy in town?
The wealthiest guy in town.
Is the Jesus figure. Yeah.
Yeah. He is the savior figure. And the prostitute, who, mind you, like the Bible explicitly says we're friends of Jesus.
Correct.
Is like the woman who is like in need of rescuing, as if she's not like the closest to heaven as anyone could be. Anyways, it really pissed me off. And then she was like, I'm going to start a home for women who are escaping prostitution.
Yeah, which was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
And the character who makes out the best is like the daughter of the guy who is the major banker in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Because she ends up running this school.
Yeah.
Paul ends up marrying Miriam, the 16-year-old.
Gross.
He's like, you have to go get Angel. So like 3 years later, he comes to go get Angel. She decides to go back. She makes up with Michael.
He still hates her, by the way, till the last second, Paul. Like he's still
hates her.
Maybe I'll just tell everyone she's dead.
Angel comes to the Lord. And then she goes home and then God heals her of being barren and she has like 15 kids.
That pissed me off.
Hallelujah.
That part got me so angry because it's such an afterthought. No, it's like an epilogue.
Redemption arc. Her final redemption arc is that she was able to be a mother.
That she was healed of her forced sterilization. That is in no way... it just made me so mad on top of everything else that made me mad because it's like, you didn't have to do that. You could have just like made her and Michael content with not having kids, like, and understand that she could serve a different role.
Your faith will heal you.
Yeah.
You know, now that she has enough faith, God will heal her.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's crazy.
Didn't have any faith and didn't believe in God. And it's understandable. Because her life has been horrific and no one's ever cared about her.
Bad.
And as soon as someone who was a Christian paid any attention to her, all they could do was tell her how bad she was for all the things that had happened to her.
Correct.
Get with it. Get a grip, man.
Yeah, so it was not fun. It was not fun to read. So where should we start? Who do we want to talk about first?
I think we should talk about... Let's talk about Angel.
Okay.
Main character.
Like I said, she's just not interesting. And it's the fault of the allegory because she's forced to carry the weight of sin and humanity compared to God. But I did say the last time she ran away, my note was, wait, hold on. She leaves again. I'm starting to lose sympathy, Angel. Don't make me sympathize with a man. But then when he came back and then he like forcibly kissed her a bunch of times and was like, you do love me, you do. Then I was like, okay, I'm back to hating men. But it does get a little old, the running away thing. Because it's like,
you're like,
at a certain point,
Well, my thing is like, she run away and be like, good.
Then don't come back.
No, why'd she come back the last time? I'm like, you figured stuff out.
You had a life.
You made a life for yourself. You found this purpose. You are training up these women. You're doing a workforce development pipeline kind of thing. We're teaching like marketable skills.
Yes.
We're all hanging out together. This is good. You live in San Francisco.
Yes. Be free. It made me so sad at the beginning because she just kept thinking like, I just want my own little cottage in the woods. I just want to be left alone and I just want to be free. Yes. And it just bummed me out because I was like, you know what I think is actually I would also fix? I would take out the God stuff and I would give her a house and I would let her and Michael organically fall in love without him trying to force her, and like maybe have her resist and pull away several times, but at least like have him give her a house like he gave Elizabeth and John later, who just show up a house. Give her a place of her own. That would have been a way better story. And like, I would have had so much more sympathy for Michael if he was like, God's telling me to be with you, but I'm going to give you your space and I'll let you come to me. And like, I'm going to be here for you. But it just made me sad because she just kept being like, oh, I just want to like a place of my own. That's all I want. I just want the money that I'm owed from my years of prostitution. And I'll just buy a small house and I'll just be by myself. And that's all she wanted. And like, she never gets. It's like that TikTok sound that's like, and I never got to go to Paris. She's just gonna have 27 kids. Like,
well, then the thing is, I think, and this leads us to Michael. When Michael comes to get her from paradise, I don't forget if it's the first time or if it's the second, when he first rescues her, or she runs away the first time because she's like, I'm gonna go get my gold and I'm gonna build a life for myself. And he rescues her from there, or he kidnaps her from there, and he doesn't try and get her money. I was like, no, I think
he doesn't care about that.
It would have been better if he was like, give her the money she's owed. That would have been romantic.
Yes, he does not do anything romantic in this entire
It would have been romantic if he was like, no, you need to give her money. She worked hard for this. She earned this.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, no, I don't want her to have that money. Like, we don't need that.
Exactly.
Instead, we'll sleep in my wagon. We'll sleep in the barn.
Dude, when he made her sleep in the barn so that Elizabeth and John could sleep in their house, I was so mad. And we're supposed to believe she's like so happy with this. She's like, oh, we're having sex in the hay. Like, okay, girl.
No, you're being eaten up by fleas and chiggers.
So bad.
And oh my gosh. So that happens. Michael is just the most self-righteous, just non-comprehending, insensitive bore. I just do not.
Correct.
And I'm sorry, but like, how is she, like, she does eventually become sexually attracted to him, and I just don't know.
It's not there. It's not in the text.
What would you do if you were having sex and in the middle of it your partner was like, God, thank you, Jesus, thank you, God?
I almost texted you that.
Oh God, thank you for this. Thank you, God, for the pleasure.
Start praying. Yeah, it's crazy. I get it. Look, I get it. Like, but it's just so heavy-handed. That's the problem. If it hadn't been everything, it's everything about Michael.
No, but like, I think even so, you know what? If you really feel like you need to do a prayer, I think you either do it silently or you throw it up afterwards, you know?
Right, like
after
forcing her like
up. But like you're I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Do sleep together. He like forces her to say his name, and it's not in like a hot way. It's like in a weird way, and it's just.
It is not like in a say my name, say my name.
It is. No. It's like he's trying to like.
He's trying to like will her to love him.
Yes, and that's like, what bothered me too.
Because also he's like, I've done all of this for you. I kidnapped you against your will. I forced you to marry me. I brought you to this shack. And he's like, and I'm owed your love. And she's like, not feeling it.
You will fall in love with me. Yeah.
Yes. she's not feeling it.
That's what shocked me about this too. Like, I assumed they would not sleep together until she fully fell in love with him.
No, because that's what he says from the beginning, right?
Yeah, but no.
But mind you,
follow through with that.
Mind you, the allegorical character that's supposed to represent God decides to move on that.
Yeah.
Decides it's been long enough.
He's like, she will get there, so that's good enough for me. Hello.
It is crazy. Okay. Other characters. Let's talk about Paul.
I would love to talk about Paul.
Actually, wait, really quick though. We have to talk about this before we move on from Michael. The fact that Michael is like, here, you can wear my sister. You can wear my dead sister's clothes. My dead sister's clothes. And when you do, I'm going to get so horny for you.
It's weird.
This was the horniest book. Unnecessarily.
Yeah, and like no payoff. Like,
they were just like, he was just like, I desire you, I'm the burning. And it's all like biblical horniness.
Not sexual tension. Yeah. Like pure horniness. Like there's a difference. And like, there's no tension here.
He's like, give me that balm of Gilead. He's like, your breasts are like dewdrops. Like, it's so
weird.
Which, like, maybe to be fair, like, that is, I mean, they have like one book and it's the Bible. So maybe that true. Is like,
that's all they have.
You know, I don't know.
Oh God, imagine, get this guy on some Ali Hazelwood. He would blow his mind.
Yeah. He would go into orbit. Okay.
Let's talk about Paul, please. Okay. Do you want to know the first thing I did when Paul was introduced is I went to archiveofourown.org.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Surely someone has written Paul/Michael.
Paul and Michael were so meant to him. They were meant for each other.
There was more romance between those two than anybody else in this book.
Emily.
I'm so glad it wasn't just me.
My exact note was AO3 fix it, Paul and Michael. I want to fix it tag. Paul and Michael should have been together. And and Michael is like, this is my headcanon. Michael is like shoving down his sexuality so bad.
Yes.
And to cope with this like unnecessary pain he's putting himself through, he decides that he needs to enslave a blonde woman and like force her to love him and play wifey for him. It's okay. You guys can just be together. We don't have to make this Angel's fault.
Yes. Literally my first note was, where's the Paul/Michael/fic? I'm going to write it. I swear to God. This is Paul's mind.
Don't write it.
Michael is so hot and such a good listener. Why did he have to get married? Paul is so worried about his brother-in-law. He's like literally he thinks in his mind, like, Michael's such a good-looking guy. Like, any woman would be into him. He's got these like beautiful broad shoulders. Like, what is this?
He is like, so he's like, oh, he deserves so much better than you. Or he was like pulling up on his wagon. He was like, I was really looking forward to just spending time with you and not with your wife around. It's gay. It's gay.
It is.
It's homosexuality.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. I don't know.
And I don't know if she meant this, but sometimes, and we've discussed this before, in the text. The characters are sometimes beyond your control.
They have minds of their own. Correct.
And these characters are gay.
Like, nobody thinks about how hot Michael is as much as Paul does. That's all I'm saying. And which, by the way, I don't think Michael is canonically hot. Like, in my mind, oh my God, do you know what Michael gives? What?
Colton Underwood. Colton Underwood play Michael Hosea in the biopic.
He does.
Repressed sexuality. Stalking,
wall
jumping, harassment.
Michael Hosea would, in a fit of rage, jump over a wall. He would. He'd be like, "I'm going to murder you."
Let's jump. No, and then he's going to have a restraining order put on him against Angel.
I wish she would.
Just like Colton had one put on him against Cassie, and then we end up with the age gap love. I mean, truly,
it's right there.
Michael Hosea walked so that Colton Underwood could run.
I'm really glad you said that. Michael is gay, Paul is gay, and I want you guys to know there is no fandom on gay? AO3 for Redeeming Love. Who? Angel?
Well,
Angel.
maybe.
I don't like having sex with men. Look at you.
No, I was going to say, old girl at the end, the banker guy's daughter.
Oh, Suzanne. Yeah.
Come on. Susanna is
Susanna, whatever.
Gay as fuck.
Susanna was like, I was going to. Sorry.
She is a bush muncher. Okay. Like, she literally is like, I don't want to get married. Instead, I want to own a boarding house with a bunch of recovered prostitutes, a bunch of baddies, and I'm going to teach them workforce development skills.
This is my dream life. No.
My
she literally was like, Susanna was like, I was going to go with my fiance to spread the gospel to Native Americans out west.
No.
But he got stabbed to death. So now I'll just go to this boarding house. That is such an unnecessary plot line. Like, it's like, yeah, well, we were about to head out west.
No, I'm saying, what in the Colleen
be missionaries.
Hoover? What in the Colleen Hoover?
Anyways, yeah, there is no Paul Michael fix. I'm not going to write it, but
there should be.
There should be. And that's my fault for reading into everything. Okay. But yeah, Paul, in the end, he marries Miriam. By the way they get together, Miriam, I can't even talk about her. She's 16, mind you. She goes into Paul's house.
Miriam met exactly one man in her life, and that's Paul.
Correct.
So
one
she's
single
like,
man. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, no, this is definitely the guy that God has for me. Because he's the one I've met.
He's the one, he's here, who's not related to me and not married to Angel.
And I currently live in a one-room cabin with my parents and my 7 siblings. So
yeah, where I have to take the little kids for walks so my parents can bone in our one-room cabin.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane.
Yeah, so she goes to Paul's cabin.
Oh my God.
Uninvited. He has made it clear he doesn't want anything to do with her because he's in love with her and he's like trying to restrain himself, allegedly. She goes in there and she's like, I'm gonna basically seduce you until you agree that you're in love with me and we should get married and we should do this the right way. Because if you like give in to your temptation, that I'm tempting you. I came here to tempt you. And if you give in, you're gonna feel bad about yourself. So let's go get married right now. Dad's got a book of common prayer. He's gonna do the same.
Which, by the way, what are like the marriage rules? Like, what counts as marriage? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think any of these people are legally married. Like, obviously, it's a Wild West.
She didn't do any. She didn't do any research at all on anything.
No, but we had to make Miriam age like time period accurate 16 and ready to get married. That's when it makes me so mad. Nothing else is realistic except this. Like, I know you could have just made her 18 at least.
It's out of control.
Okay. Anybody else you want to talk about? I'm choking.
I didn't really mind Elizabeth that much.
I liked her and John actually a lot. That's
Elizabeth
my note with them.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I said I think I'm developing Stockholm syndrome because I did actually enjoy Elizabeth and John, and I thought they had a fun relationship.
I mean, Elizabeth essentially she learns about Angel's past, and she doesn't judge her for it at all.
Yeah,
like she's
nice.
Maybe the best like person in the book. Like she's just like, okay, and then she's like, hey, will you help me deliver my baby? And she's just like, she's chill and cool.
I mean, she's got a lot going on. She's got like 27 kids.
Yeah, so, I didn't mind her at all. To me, what's interesting that I just couldn't quite connect, like how Francine Rivers was imagining. So at the beginning of the book, when he's like, I'm Michael Hosea, and she's like, what kind of name is Hosea? And he's like, prophetic.
Yeah. Like, that's your last name, by the way.
In the Bible, Hosea marries a prostitute, just like I'm marrying you. And then in the Bible, she runs away multiple times. I'm like, okay, I'm trying so hard to like galaxy brain this, but like Michael Hosea in the book, what is he prophesying? Right? He's just living out a story that's already been told.
That's why I would cut that. I
would
cut
what,
that whole thing.
Right? Like, yeah. There's no meaning to the story that they're living.
He's prophesying to us. We're supposed to read this and be like, oh, we should be Christians now. That's what we were supposed to take away.
But that's not even the point of the book of Hosea.
Correct. Right. Correct. That's what I'm saying.
The point of the book of Hosea is to teach people this different dynamic between God and God's people. Is that God cares about you or like loves you, wants to have an intimate relationship with you. Whatever. Do with that what you will. That's just like the point. That's like the common interpretation of the story of Hosea and Gomer. So I don't get what this was supposed to do.
I don't either. That's why I would take it out. That's what I'm saying.
And this is not...
Do like a Chronicles of Narnia. You don't need Aslan praying to God. because Aslan is
God. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I just don't get it.
If you're smart, like C.S. Lewis, you just make Michael Hosea God. Don't make him pray to God.
Or put us in a different reality where the story of Hosea hasn't already been told.
Right. Like, just don't mention that at all. Make it an allegory. Do an author's note that say this is an allegory for the story of Hosea and Gomer. Please go read that Bible story because it's important and whatever. Yes. But it's so, like, pounding you over the head with the Jesus thing that it can't be interesting. And, like, I don't know. It's again my rant about why Christian media sucks is because it's like going straight towards a purpose instead of like doing an interesting examination of what it means to like be a person of faith. And like, again, a version of this where Michael's not being told by God, where he just loves her and he doesn't have, that's what it's like. It's not romantic because he's being told and he believes that. And he believes he can't disobey that. And he believes once he forcibly marries her that he's married for life. And so it's not romantic that he chooses to keep going after her because he thinks he's doing what God is making him do. And
right. So then it's not fun to read. In the biblical story, it's like God, we're supposed to believe that God is choosing to love his people.
Right.
Right.
So it doesn't feel like a
making
choice.
God love his people. Right.
Right.
So that's why it just doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Like on a very basic level. What the book did do was teach women, was modeled to young Christian women.
Yes.
That romantic relationships should look like this really up thing where you are supposed to like obey and like listen above all else. And that like your husband knows more than you and your husband is like smarter than you and you shouldn't trust your instincts.
Yeah.
And that you are responsible for things that are done to you against your will.
Yes.
And that's the message.
The list goes on and on. Oh, like there's a scene where, they surprise Elizabeth with a house on their property, but like her husband keeps telling her they're going to go to Oregon. And so she's like all pissed off because she's like, I don't want to go to Oregon.
This pissed me off.
And he's like, but it's like, yeah, you have to obey your husband and you don't get all the information. You just have to go get on the wagon. And then like they just trick her and they take her to their property that they've been secretly building.
Oh, and by the way, buying a property and building a house without even telling your wife about it?
Yes. And it's supposed to be romantic?
No, like you at least have to ask like, hey, you like she wants to do it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you have any input on the cabin? Or
maybe she would have had the thought, let's build more than one room.
A closet, maybe. You built it yourself. You had control over the rooms. You had control. You had full creative control over the building of the cabin.
Dude, it's crazy.
Also, when Michael and
I'm so sorry.
Angel encounter the family on the road for the first time, and then he's like, we'll sleep in the barn. And he doesn't even ask her, would it be okay with you if we slept in the barn?
Yes.
That would have sent me into orbit. It would have sent me into orbit.
And I know it's like historical fiction. Like, that's what you're saying to us. We hear you. I'm on the record. I hate that. Like, I don't care. This is modern times. Give me a modern lens on historical fiction. But if you're not, I think also if you're going to go fully historical fiction and accurate, then make everything accurate. Yeah, that's
fair.
Not
everything was accurate.
No. Anyways, I did not enjoy the experience of reading this. It was not fun. Also, okay, last bone to pick. This book did the most jarring thing, which is it would be, so it's like a third person. What is it, like third person close when you're in their mind, but it's third person. So it's third person close or whatever, and you're in someone's mind for like a chapter, but then there will be like a sentence that's from someone else's mind. Just out of nowhere.
No, the writing is poor. The writing is poor.
And that was like,
these get published,
what?
dude? Like,
that's what I'm saying. The bar is on the floor for Christian media.
If you want to write a book, if you have an idea in your mind for a book, you need to write it because this kind of thing is getting published.
Yeah. Well, especially if you want to go through, like, focus on the family. Well, who published this? Like one of those. But it's just frustrating because I just think about, like, I think if you're a Christian person out there, you should want more because this is not good. It's not good quality. And you should be demanding more and like this could have been better. There's a better story in here. I stand by. I would take out the God stuff, make it a better allegory, give her own cottage, and let them fall in love organically, and have him genuinely love her. You know, that's what I would do.
Francine Rivers, like when I was in high school, I read this series of novellas that she has about the women who were in the lineage of Christ. So who are named in lineage of Christ. So she has like a book about Bathsheba, Tamar, Ruth, Mary. There's one more. Anyways, those, she just does like a historical retelling from like their point of view. And
do that.
Who knows? I may not even like them now, but like at least it made sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, at least it made sense. It was just like the story of their Bible story from their point of view, and like, yeah, the reflection in their life of like Jesus being from their lineage. So,
yeah, and I think like I feel sad that this is like the seminal text of like women's romance Christian fiction, because I don't think this is like a great depiction of love or of marriage or like of men. Like, I don't think Michael Hosea is an interesting man. I don't think like he exists in any world and of women, because like Angel sucks too. Like, they're both just, it's so weird. And I just, yeah, it bums me out that I probably read this as a child. And I'm sad because I genuinely came into this with an open heart and mind that I thought I would have like a fun time reading it.
This will be so fun. Like, let's reread this, and I'm sure it'll be crazy now.
I've been pushing for this. Yeah. Yeah. So.
I mean, no, I'm actually glad, because this is a book that like, if my niece, my 13-year-old niece wanted to read it, I would be like, I would tell my sister, I'd be like, avoid. It's very, very heavy and dark. I mean, yes, she's reading like To All the Boys I Loved Before, stuff like that. I'm like,
but I would not have remembered. Like, if you had mentioned that, I'd be like, oh, it's probably cringy. But like, I would not have said, I do not think a 13-year-old should. I don't know. Like, this is really
good
dark
for adults, because again, the trauma does not move the plot forward.
Yes,
there's no point or payoff. It's just
like, you would have to, the amount of like warnings you would have to put on this if it was on AO3, like. There's so much in here that's like
dead
really
dove, do not eat.
Yes, like it's really dark. I don't read anything like with this much dark content in it in my life. And just because she chooses to like fade to black on like the sex stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what you chose. Yeah.
Like fade to black on the incest next time. I don't want to read that. But versus like married couple sex, I feel like you could have done that a little more and a little less on like my dad killed himself because I tricked him into sleeping with me. Like, what? Anyways, good times.
All right.
Thanks for letting me do this episode that I've been begging you to do.
No, I think it needed to be done. It needed to be done. And now it is done. And I will never finished. ever read this book again.
No. Oh, let me tell you, the embarrassment of carrying this to the checkout counter at the library. I'm like, my record is otherwise spotless. Like, I have such a good taste in books.
It's the librarian. You're in the librarian group chat. They're like, hey, did you see what she found?
She's taking a hard right turn. Anyways, it's fine. No one cares, but I was bothered by that.
Well, there you go.
Okay. It is done.
It is done. To palate cleanse after this horror show of a book, we thought we would take a trip back in time to the version of ourselves who perhaps originally read this book and dig into the archives and read letters to our future husband. So I've been doing this little series on TikTok where I'm reading letters I wrote for my future husband to Zach, my actual husband. And it's been lots of fun. And we thought we would do one here today.
Why not? You're way more prolific than me. I think I have like 6. And I have a selection.
Okay, you go first.
But I'm trying to decide which one. I mean, okay, so this one bumped me out. Like, actually, many of them.
Yes, a lot of mine are very bummer too. I just don't read them online because they're so sad.
Yeah. So, but I feel like this sums up, because I've been thinking a lot, like, why did we do this? And part of it is like books like what we just discussed, and part of it is like, I think like the loneliness that is inherent to being a child, and like feeling in like a tween and teen, like feeling misunderstood, and then like you have someone to talk to. So
and like this fantasy that one day you will be ultimately understood by this unrealistic person,
right?
You know, in a way that no human being could fulfill.
Right. So this one is July 3rd, 2011. Also, I destroyed a lot of mine. Like every time I would write one, I would throw out like 2 past ones. Why? So that's because they would be like talking about boys I had a crush on, and then like I wouldn't have a crush on them anymore. I wish I had saved them.
I just like saved them. Yeah, I was like, amazing for I would talk about the boys I liked in them.
Yeah,
and then just keep them.
I should have, but I threw out all of those. So, anyways, dear you. Hey there. I'm writing this because of my always conflicting emotions. It's like,
wait, did you put a date on this?
Yeah, July 3rd, 2011.
Okay.
So
continue.
I feel like I have things under control, ... They spiral down, down, down. Or whenever I feel like I have things under control, they spiral down, down, down. Like, I don't want a boyfriend, right? So I'm cool with that in all. First of all, no one wanted to be your boyfriend. Anyways, I'm cool with that and all. But then I start to feel all lonely and crap. Why? God knows, literally. I want to wait for a relationship, but I can't wait to marry you. Get it? I feel like I don't really have that one person I can tell everything to. I mean, I'm really close to a lot of people, but not one of them I can tell everything to. It's weird. I don't know. I'm just kind of confused right now. Aww. But I do take solace in the fact that somewhere you're there. Little do you know, it's one of the people you're really close to. And you have no clue how incredible that is. Know that it won't be easy with me as your wife. There will be bad days and we'll have fights and it's going to be hard work. But I know myself and I know that I will love you with all my heart and that you must be pretty amazing if I married you because I have really high standards. I can't wait to meet you. You may not know it yet, but God has an amazing plan for your life. I love you and I'm praying for you, Emily Martin, age 15.
Did you show that to Eric?
Yeah, he's read these. So he thought they were funny. And this one I did say that these are the books our kids must read at some point, which I thought was
please,
topical. Apt. So I wanted our kids to read The Outsiders, To Kill a Mockingbird, Harry Potter, sorry, nerd moment, LOL, the Bible, haha, and Sharon Creech books, especially if it's a girl. So that was my list of required reading for my children.
That's really thoughtful of you.
I do love Sharon Creech books. I think those are... Did you read any of her books?
No, I didn't.
Okay, they're genuinely very good. They hold up. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So
something did.
I can't wait.
Honestly, mine is relatable. Like, mine is similar to yours. I think this one that I just pulled.
Okay.
So here we go. So this is September 26, 2010. I think I've come to the realization in my life that if someone (parentheses guys) is going to like me, I want them to like me because I love God. I would rather be with a man who was butt ugly, but loves the Lord and loves my heart than a hot guy who secretly loves himself and what I will do for him. Secretly, I think guys want the same thing. Girls don't know that though, because TV and the media tells us that guys are all rude, crude horn dogs. Women start to believe that, lower their standards and end up with a... Okay, wow. Okay, so hold on. Women start to believe that, lower their standards, and end up with a bastard child from a man who love his wife enough to stick around. And guys think that all girls are slutty idiots because of trailer trash like Britney Spears and Daisy Duke. Women were created to be a companion to men and to be an image of beauty. I honestly don't get how they can be an image of beauty if they are shown bossing around their husbands on the 6 p.m. segment of TBS. Sorry, I'm just very passionate about this. My body is mine, God's, and yours. We could have stopped at mine, right?
Yeah.
When we are married on and nobody else's. Women need to remember that, and so do men. Love me.
Period.
P.S. If you can't tell, I am excited about this.
Oh.
No wonder I thought Redeeming Love was a great book.
That's what I'm saying. When you read that, it's like, yeah, somebody who will never give up on you. There's nothing you can do that's going to make him stop coming after you, as weird as he is. And this like perfect guy who never does anything bad except one time when he says he wants to kill you. Ugh. Like, whatever. Then, like, I get, like, who's so consumed by you and, like, all in on you. I get why there was a version of me that thought that was compelling when I was a child. Now, adult women, I do have a lot of questions for you.
Adult women who told me to read this book. You good?
Yeah. So, anyways.
All right.
Good times.
We have some other things to talk about. One of them being, did you see the news about Connor Story and Hudson Williams?
I did. I did see the news.
Okay, I have lots of thoughts about this. I'm so excited they're doing this. I think it's great. I also need people to chill out on ruining their lives.
I do need people to chill out. I'm worried for them.
Calm down. I need you guys
please
to
calm down. Like, please. I'm begging you. Yes.
Please don't ruin their lives. The true etiquette of seeing a famous person is like, unless they're in a venue where they have like, they're at a meet and greet, they're at, you know, you see an artist at their concert and they're doing like, you know, they have come here to work to interface with you. Yeah. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
That's like the rule. You can't, like, unless they're out someplace where they have signed on to speak to you, you really need to leave them alone.
I agree. And let's all chill out and stop. Also, like, if you see, like, I saw someone the other day, well, she was doing like, is there a romance going on between Connor Story and Francois, whatever his last name is, and like all this stuff, and people are commenting like, stop digging into their personal lives, and it's like, don't comment on those, don't watch them, like, you're giving them engagement. If you see stuff like that, just don't, I don't know, just don't engage with it. We don't have to be like this.
Come on.
Yeah, keep scrolling.
I agree.
Yeah. Do not
signed
engage.
To really big
heated
rivalry fans. Just leave them alone.
Listen to us. We know what we're talking about.
Okay. Besides that,
what have you read recently? What do you want me to go first?
Okay. I read a couple of things. So besides Redeeming Love, I read this book called Why Can't I Just Enjoy Things by Pierre Novelli. And it is nonfiction, but it is written. Pierre Novelli is a comedian who, as an adult, was diagnosed with autism. And so he talks about his experience getting diagnosed with autism as an adult, common things that autistic people experience, while also underscoring the fact that not all autistic people are not a monolith. If you have someone in your life who is autistic, particularly if they're like level 1 autism, this I think was a helpful book to understand more about other people, like if someone in your life, like a spouse or a friend or a loved one, in like a kind of more of like a funny, like non-clinical, more narrative way, where he uses examples from his life and funny anecdotes and stories. I listened to the audiobook and it was pretty good. So I just thought it was informational, but also enjoyable and a really good support. It started some good conversations with me in my life, with my husband who has autism. So, so that was great. I really enjoyed that. And I also read The Shots You Take by Rachel Reed, which, I got from you, and, I did like it. It's so different from some of the other books she's read or written, because the two main characters are older. They're like post-hockey retirement. They were like former roommates and best friends who were like hooking up, but they were like, we're not gay. We're just having sex. And their journey to rekindle their relationship. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, it was pretty good to me. I liked it pretty well. And if you like the Game Changer series, you probably like this too. Although I would say, like, if you just come off of reading like Heated Rivalry and The Long Game, this is going to be like a step down in intensity, I think.
It's quieter, and they're older, like you said.
Yeah, it's just it's a different pace. It's a different vibe. And also it's less hockey focused. They just both happen to have been hockey players. But this is not like, they're not actively really in the NHL. It's not really, it's just hockey adjacent. So, so I enjoyed. Anyways.
Yeah. Cool.
What about you?
I'm glad you liked it. Okay, I read a book. I want you to read it just so we can talk about it, but, you know.
Is it Minor Black Figures?
It is Minor Black Figures.
I saw this on your story graph. Yes, and I saw the beginning of your TikTok about it, but I was like, I might want to read this, so let me not.
Yeah, and I won't spoil anything, but I do want to talk extensively about it. Basically, it's real. I really have had a hard time describing it, but it follows. So it's Minor Black Figures by Brandon Taylor. I read his book Real Life, and I talked about it on here, which I really liked, but I loved this one. And it follows. So it takes place like the summer after COVID, like summer 2021, in New York, and so it's like people have like things are kind of opening back up, but there's still like that remnant of, you know, some people are still wearing masks and political unrest. And Wyeth is our main character, and he is an artist, and he is Black and he's queer, and he had this like moment of like success in that time right after George Floyd was killed, where a lot of people were like really actively supporting Black people and Black businesses and Black artists. And he's like sort of resentful of that. Like that's how you meet him, because he's like, well, I didn't even try to set out to like make political art. It had no intention to be political, and all of a sudden people were projecting this like political message onto it, whatever. And like that's kind of his whole deal, is like he doesn't know how to like see, or he wants to be able to see people and experience life outside of context in which they exist within. And he wants to control how everyone sees him, which is very relatable to me. And many people, I assume. And it's like this summer in New York, and he's realizing you can't do either of those things. People exist within a context, and you have to take them within that context. And also, I can't control how other people view me or view my art. Like, once it's out there, I can't control how people are interpreting it. Through all that, he meets a priest who is no longer a priest, named Keating. And they meet outside of a bar, and they start a relationship. And they have all these conversations about, like, what does it mean to believe in God? Wyeth grew up in the South, grew up very religious. He's not anymore. And then, like, Keating went through this experience during COVID, which I took a picture of him talking about it on the page, because it was, like, him describing losing his faith, and also, like, leaving the door open of finding it again was really moving to me. And it's also complicated because, like, if they're going to fall in love, and if he's going to decide to go be a priest, like, if he hears God's voice again and he, like, feels the call again, he's going to go back to being a priest. So there's this, like, tension between them. And then all through this, like, Wyeth is working in the art world. He works to restore old paintings. He also works at, like, this little museum. Like, he has a couple different jobs in addition to, like, his artistic endeavors. So it's just really, Brandon Taylor writes, like, with such intention to detail and, like, specificity, where you're, like, feeling like he's just transcribing things that are actually happening. Like, the people feel real, the setting feels real. This feels like sometimes, you know how you read, like, a historic book and they'll be, like, describing the Ton, and you're like, this seems like I can picture it now, what people wore, how people dressed, like, what they did every day, how they talked. And that's how I feel about reading Brandon Taylor's writing, but for, like, the modern day. It's like, this feels like exactly what it was like,
you already know,
post-COVID. So yeah, please read it. I want to talk about it in depth. Like, it just really connected with me. I think a lot of, like, both Wyeth and Keating, who are, like, kind of the two characters at the center of the story, connected with me. So I really liked this.
Sounds really good.
It was really good. So that's all I've been reading lately, except for freaking Redeeming Love. Oh, also, I'm halfway through One Day in December.
Okay,
so
I was going to ask about an update on that.
Can't wait to talk about that, but I'm not done yet.
It's a book that you kind of, you take a little slow.
I'm really curious, not to spoil anything, maybe skip ahead a few seconds, but so I'll just tell you, skip ahead a few seconds if you don't want to be spoiled, but Jack just got in his accident, and I'm curious how they're going to make me want Jack and Louise to be together. That's where I'm feeling right now, because right now I'm like,
Jack and who?
I don't know. Louise, or what's it? Isn't that her name? The main girl, Lou?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just curious. Because I don't know, like, I get they have this love at first sight moment, but, like, he's with her friend, and I don't know. So I'm very curious.
Right. I think I was at the same point in that point in the book.
But it's really good. You nailed it in recommending it to me. I'm really enjoying it. So that's what I'm reading lately. I thought it was Louise or Louisa.
Lori.
What the f am I talking about? Louise. Yeah, Lori. Never mind.
Yeah, it's here you go. Yeah. Keep me updated. So,
I'm sure by our next episode I will have finished it.
Which, by the way, what is our next episode?
Bridgerton. I thought Bridgerton, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to read that too.
Yeah, you do have to read that. You get to read it.
I get to read that.
I kind of don't want to read Wuthering Heights, I gotta tell you.
I'm kind of like, I might not, but I will go see the movie.
So maybe we don't have to do the episode. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.